Yeah, he is good. Yeah. Well, today we are going to focus on the empowering theme for this month, and I really want to thank the council, the Leadership Council, for coming up with this awesome, very appropriate theme. Thank you, council. And they're sitting right here up front here. And so today we're going to be talking about, we'll be looking at silence. And Joanne had indicated that silence is nothing said. It's the stillness.
Good job.
Yeah.
This is all time. I told Stephen and I communicate a lot. And he said, what would happen if you practice silence and did nothing for 20 minutes? And I said, I'd probably get a standing ovation. I'd get a standing ovation from a very grateful audience. Wow. Well, you know what I love about, I'm going to travel a little bit. I'll go back and forth. What I love about this month, January 1st, is it gives each one of us a chance to look back on the year that we just preceded, and to take a good hard look at, you know, we always say we're in charge of our experiences. Do we say that here at the PLC? We are in charge of it, so are we failures or not? Okay, so we look back at what happened this year, and we decide what are things that I need to release for next year, because maybe I wasn't connected to source energy, and source energy is who I really am. I'm love, harmony, and abundance. If I'm not experiencing love, harmony, and abundance in all that's happening to me, then what do I need to release to have a more successful year's experience in 2015? And so anyway, what we're going to do today, we do it annually. We have what we call the Burning Bowl ritual. And so basically our team will be, and they've already put it on your seats there, little slips of paper. And if you want to participate, that's cool. At the end, when we have our final music, you can write on that slip of paper exactly what it is that you'd like to release that will really enhance your life next year. And we're going to go outside, and there's a burning bowl out there, and we'll place it in the burning bowl. What we did last year, and it really worked for me. Well, I had an awesome year, by the way. It was really cool. And it wasn't, I didn't do it, it was spirit. But anyway, what we did last year, we put the slip of paper in the thing, and as we put it in, say this if you want to, or think about it. I release. I release. And I let go.
I let go.
I let spirit guide my life.
I let spirit guide my life.
That's it.
That's it.
And we need to mean it and feel it. Are we okay?
She will.
Okay, this month, okay, let's look at this idea of silence. And Joan, thank you for giving my talk. I really loved it. Thank you so much.
All right.
No, you let it in, and it's really cool. But what is exactly is science? Silence. Silence is the metaphysical modality. Now, this is educated talk. Yeah. Modality, the method. Science is the metaphysical modality that opens our life to fantastic experiences. It's a realization of who we are. It's opening our lives to our magnificence. It means that when we experience things, we come from a higher plane of existence where we are in charge. We're not going to let the effects of human life dictate who in the heck I am. I'm here to experience this human experience. I decided to come aboard here to experience a whole enchilada of human experience, and that's everything. And then I start realizing what the science does for us. It makes us very aware that we are in charge, that we are in charge of life experience, and everything that happens to me, I say a lot, everything that happens to me does what? Benefits me in some way. And so I don't put a negative experience on anything. So that's what this month's about, is the silence. And how do we get there? How do we get to silence? Here's Angelo mouthing off. I'm not in silence, am I? No. And
To me, I prefer the hearing aids off.
that's great. Some of my friends, they fall asleep. But the great Sufi poet kind of leads the way in all this. And here's what he said. It's very simplified. It doesn't take any money either. only let the moving waters slow down. And then the sun and the moon will be reflected on the surface of your being. Isn't that cool? That's the key. There's not a whole lot that we need to learn. We don't have to go to classes to learn this. Let the moving waters slow down. Those are all the activities. Let us slow down a bit. And then we will be able to experience. Author, and he's a teacher, Stuart Wilde. I love Stuart Wilde. Anybody read his books?
Yeah.
Pretty cool guy. He calls it our silent power. It's available to us at all times. It's our silent power. And as we look at this, we know, and we know about this, that we're so overwhelmed with the human drama. I know I am. I mean, there's, we actually manifest in thought this tremendous movement of thought that's going on and on always. And so what we do is we come to the realization, hey, you know, do I need to be so darn sensitive? Now, many of us, the word sensitive is negative, right? Have you ever been said, you're not very sensitive? Have you ever had anybody tell you that?
Yeah.
Angelo, you're not very sensitive. Well, after today, you're going to look the guy in the eye or her girl in the eye and say, you're darn right I'm not sensitive. Because what is sensitive? Sensitive means that we're having the perception through the senses of what's going on out there, right? And we readily and excessively are affected by what? The outer influences. That's what sensitive means. That I'm overly or excessively affected by what's going out there. The outer experiences. Which means I'm overly affected by when we read in the paper that the economy is going to hell. Heaven, or hell, I guess it'd be hell. When we read about the war, the dynamic people fighting each other, and we're overly sensitive. We're readily or excessively sensitive. What that means is we allow it to embrace us and to drive us into this furor of fear and doubt. That's what sensitive means. Well, what this month is about, and I thought about this a lot this morning, that this month goes way beyond external influence. Get rid of it. I'm not going to be sensitive to the external influences that drive me. And what Deepak tells us is that it drives us into unhealthy situations. It creates serious problems in our health. It does not help us extend our human experience. It would be nice to spend a little bit more time here. But it doesn't do all this. So what it does is, in silence, it brings us to that conscious, rather than having the outer influence us, we go on the inner. We go inside the spirit. And so then we learn that, what is this? It's as Joanne said, and I was teasing you, Joanne, that was cool. It's the subjective. It's the female part of our being. It's that part of our being that always says, yes, Angelo, yes. That's what we want. We want the yes. Yes, Angelo, we want you to be a powerful spiritual being enjoying this human experience. Regardless of what's going on here, I'm going to be powerful because I know that I'm related to the CEO of the universe, for God's sakes. I'm powerful. Silent power. That's what it's all about. It's kind of cool. And I'll take a breath here. Thank you. Okay. What's so neat about all this is when we decided, if we decided, and I think we did, my spiritual masters tell me, Angelo, you decided who your mother's going to be way before you got here, and who your friends are going to be, and what you're going to do. If you accept that, that's fine. But what's kind of neat about it, if that's so, that I've decided to be here, then I also decided that there are times when I need a time out. You know, if I'm in there experiencing this human drama that's driving me absolutely nuts, then I need a time out from it. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Say the word time out. Time out. And that's what silence is. I can go within and I can experience the time out. Okay. And what this all does, it gives us the opportunity to get a really handle on what exactly is this silence. Well, to me, the silence, when I need the time out, what do I need? I need relaxation. I need peace. I need to go within. And what silence is for Angelo, it's the place where, and Stuart Wilde said this, it's the place where my greater good flows from. It's the place where the heart chakra produces that love energy that I need that provides me with comfort. It's that place that when I get to that love energy, where I'm comforted and I'm relaxed and I'm ready to experience the outer experience. That's what it is. And it's available. It doesn't cost us one dime. There's an author, her name is Patsy Smith. I don't know if you've ever gone to the Tiny Buddha. It's a little course. And Patsy explained the extreme. When we allow the outer to take control of our lives, Patsy wanted to let everybody know about the extreme of all that. She said she went crazy. Her mind was always chattering. She had no peace of mind. Even when she's sleeping, it was like her mind was on autopilot. All this stuff going on. And it was driving her nuts. And it got to a point where she got paranoid and she got neurotic and she was really having a serious problem. And the only thing Patsy could do is she started taking pills to relieve herself of the pain, so that she could experience just a little peace once in a while, just a little peace. And so what happened? You know what's wonderful about being a spiritual being occupying a body is that the universe never gives us more than we can handle. When we get to that place where I can't do it anymore, I'm helpless, I can't do it, I release it, I let it go, I just can't do it. Well, for Patty, she had an overdose of drugs. She ends up in the hospital. And what does she do while she's lying there? She had an out-of-body experience. It's kind of interesting how the universe supports us. An out-of-body experience. And she's explained this in the little tiny Buddha. And she's just traveling out of her body. And she realized, she says, if the me that's on that bed is not the real me, because I'm looking at the me that's supposed to be the me, then who am I? Transformation of consciousness. She realized there's more to her than just this physical. That there's something much superior to her. And then that's how she maintained her healing. We've got many, many stories about this, and I had one here I was going to show you. What should we be releasing? I mentioned a few minutes ago that today we're going to have the burning bowl. What should I release? And I had the slip of paper, and I wrote down what I wanted to release to Stella, and I will share it with you. And I look back on this life, and there are many food plots that I've made. Do I want to release this and that? Do I have to have a list that's 50 pages long on what I'm releasing? What do I really need to release? What is it? What should we release? We need to release, and what I wrote on my paper, I need to release resistance. I need to be that powerful being that I'm meant to be. I'm here to enjoy this experience, not to create pain. I'm here to have fun. That's why we're on this planet, for goodness sakes. So stop being in pain. Realize who you are. So I need to release resistance. When something's happening to Angelo, I need to realize that it's for my greater good. That's a good thing, it's not a bad thing. I don't need to put a label on and say, this is bad, the universe hates me, I lost my job, therefore no one's ever going to hire me. And I'm not talking about it. I'm not talking about Joe's staring at me. General. I don't need to worry about it. By gosh, I'm being put down and blah, blah, blah. No. I need to realize that I am that spiritual being. So what I do, I release my resistance to it. And you know what's kind of neat about resistance? Once we bless what's happening to us, because that which we resist persists. How many of you have ever heard that? That's what Angelo resists persists. So if I want to experience stuff, I just need to focus on the resistance stuff. Once I release it, I'm back.